Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Such a beautiful night here in Mississippi. And as usual, you are on my mind. What am I thinking about? I'm thinking about, well, you know, but let me share with you this path I'm traveling tonight. You know, America, we all agree, is a great nation. It's one of the greatest nations on the earth. Probably one of the greatest nations that have ever existed. Such accomplishments. We have a lot of prosperity for a lot of people. We practice a democracy where we give voice to the concerns of others and not just one. So the many rule as opposed to one. And we got a lot of millionaires, multimillionaires, in fact, billionaires. This is a nation where people come to when they're looking for prosperity, when they're getting fed with hopelessness in other places. So America got a pretty good record. And most Americans who know that should feel proud for that. America, the United States of America, and have engaged themselves in a couple of wars and were victorious. Well, we must have engaged ourselves in a few losses as well. But the life of an American has been pretty good, pretty good. Now, we all would agree that America have had a few problems in spite of all of the successes. America, have a lot of poverty as well as its wealth, but with poverty comes, crime and violence. This crime and violence for some seems to indicate that a person who engages themselves in such are kind of beneath the dignity of what they call civilized society. And that's projection, as I've come to understand that this exists because of a system that has failed these people. Well, it's just a thought that I would throw out there. Point of fact is, when you think about it, when you think about it, out of all of the fantastic things, the great singers, the great musicians, the great artists, the great gymnasts, the great basketball, football players, the great architects, those who are preachers. Think about it. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. But at the same time, you got people who can't get health care. You got people who, such education expenditures they can't afford. Oh, man. And people who live on the street. People who destitute. Jails filled with many of them. Prisons overflowing. People in this wonderful country. Wonderful country. Well, I think we have seen, I've kind of stated two perspectives about America. And I'm sure that we would agree if we were honest. But I'd like to tell you a truth that I'm sure you have never even heard of, let alone understood. And having this opportunity to hear it, you're still not going to believe it. A truth. And that is that the way that things are supposed to be would not allow any of this stuff that we see existing in our cities and in our towns, in our states and in our nations, in America and everywhere else would not exist. The design, the architect is perfect. And that is that this earth is perfect. It has on it, in it, above it, seen and unseen, everything that humankind would ever need to do and accomplish, anything that they will ever imagine and decide to do. And that every individual on this earth requires a certain amount of the same kinds of things, to survive. And that means that everybody got to work it out so that everybody can survive. And the plan has been laid that each person on earth would treat others as they want to be treated, giving an expression of an understanding of a creator that designed them in such a way that they might, all of us, each of us might live. And that we have determined now, beyond those things that are just for survival, but those things that we might need, might want, or desire. And we've learned the practice of participating and engaging ourselves, coming to this earth to bring and to serve and to give and support life. We'll engage ourselves, participate our gifts in the process of creating and causing a manifestation of all of the houses, all of the food, all of the clothing, all of the shelter, all of the education, all of the health care, all of the transportation, all of the infrastructure, all of anything that exists in the hands of man. We, human beings, put our hands together, doing our thing, and we reached out and engaged ourselves in this manifestation, and all of it exists. The change is now that we are engaging each of us in the process, all of us in the process, so that it would increase the reservoir to the extent that no one would have to suffer a lack of anything. And everyone is respected for what they bring to the table, because what you bring is exactly what is needed. And God bless America and the world that can see that and walk according to that. Because there will be peace and there will be prosperity, there will be freedom and there will be joy and happiness in life. And men and women will be able to live their dreams and not just imagine. This, my friend, is the introduction to life. Introduction to life, and it requires everybody's participation. And if no one participation, at least one would experience the facts of life. Now, this is the truth you will not believe. Because if you believed it, you will know that even though times have passed, even though you walk through the shadows of death, you can change this thing by recognizing your power to stand up for what is right, stand up for what is love, stand up for what is great, stand up for you. Stand up and represent you. And the world will be beautiful. The world will be beautiful. You made that decision. You took the action. And it's you that wiped away all of the pain that we felt all of our lives. It is you that pushed away all of the suffering that we've experienced all of our lives. It is you that have brought a brighter day. And we can all step into the sunshine and shout, thank God Almighty. We did it. We did it. That's a truth you won't believe. I truly want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. I just wanted to share this thing with you. You see, so many people go through so many changes about so many things that they encounter in life. And when it comes to this religious thing, when it comes to this superpower thing, when it comes to this spiritual thing, we can go some strange places. And all of us are justified in the places that we go because we are going on our own. We don't know where we're going because we are not being led by the power of what we're seeking. No, we have been given to think that the way we are doing it is right. And we don't consider others. If you considered others, it would be much easier to determine if you're going the way that is right or not. And so the time comes when the pain must stop, and you must begin it. Thank you.